what's up guys, Andy here, and today we are finally reviewing over the Shield Hero episode 21, Naofumi's Triumphant Return. This episode really had me scared for a minute because it was looking like it was the last episode, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, we haven't found anything out about Glass, the next waves, or nothing. But, there is an episode next week, so hopefully, that's not the last episode, and we get a few more at least, because I love this series. But, as for this episode, 21, so much happened that was really good that I expected to happen, but the way they delivered it was just so much better than I thought. They had a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of crazy things that were going on. But we'll talk about all that in the review. But for now, if y'all do end up enjoying this video, or liking it, or just want to help me out in general, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world. And let's go ahead and jump right into this review, because I'm really excited to talk about this.
They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone in the world out there.
So we start the episode off with Naofumi dreaming, and he wakes up abruptly, and he's like, what are you girls doing? And they all jump up, they're like, Naofumi, you're awake! And we find out that he was hurt really bad, which, I mean, we already knew, but cool thing this week, no intro. I think they didn't do it last week either, but this episode's title is Naofumi's Triumphant Return, and after the battle against the Pope, we find out he lost consciousness. He was asleep for 3 full days, and the Queen did everything in her power to, keep him alive. And he's got a 1-month recovery time on this, and that's because how potent the curse was from the Wrath Shield. So, yeah, I mean, we kind of expected that much, but the Queen enters and she says, of course I would save him. Iwatni, first name basis, is one of the 4 cardinal heroes, and she tells him, all this stuff it's gonna be okay, and the whole plan was that all 4 nations would summon 1 hero, and they would all work together, but the king and, the Trash King and the Slut Princess did it on their own. So, give or take, I really enjoyed Naofumi's subtle approach here. I mean, how much more subtle can you get than calling the Queen's husband and, firstborn child a Trash King and a Slut Princess, enjoyed that, but moving past that, we go here to find out the reasoning why the Shield hero was the one who was picked to be hated. And apparently the king already had hated the previous Shield hero for a reason that we didn't find out yet. I will talk about that more in a minute though, but she tells him that if he does decide to leave for Siltvelt, which worships the Shield hero, that she has no right to stop him because they were, gonna get him anyway in their agreement. But he says here that he will go wherever the waves are, because that's his best chance of getting home, and he wants to help people, because he's the Shield hero. He's always been this guy, he's just been blindsided and screwed over so many times, But, that we get into the scene, we get a scene then that we can't hear what they say. She says, Aultcray the king, and Malty will, and then it cuts out, and she goes, you and I are the only ones to know this, no matter whether if you work with us or not, it's gonna happen. And we see them getting executed here, but Naofumi wakes up, it was just a dream. So, he questions himself, he's like, you deserve to die here for what you did, and he wakes up scared, and he's like, do I care what happens to them? And he's thinking to himself, and Rathtalia's like, are you okay? And he's like, I'm fine, go back to bed, we have an early day tomorrow. Because she invited them to the castle to, witness this. So they get to the castle, and, Moriyasu's like, where's she been, I haven't seen her since that day. And they're like, oh, she must be doing princesses stuff, she's probably setting us up a huge ceremony right now, which she wasn't. They talk to the Queen for a minute, and they bring them in, and Moriyasu flips out. He's like, they're prisoners for what? And she tells him the trial begins. So, yeah, a trial begins. And this was a very cool scene. They look back to the shop keep. I can't remember what they called him for the life of me, but he's like, things are getting interesting, huh, kid? Really cool little throwback, because he was the only one who would sell Naofumi anything, pretty much. And she says right here, I'm an honest, good girl, but they give them slave crests to where they can't lie. So they're going through this whole thing, and they're just lie after lie after lie, and then she asks them, she's like, so did the Devil of the Shield actually, hurt you? And she's like, that's right, the Devil of the Shield nearly raped me, and then it exploded, and Motoyasu flipped out, and he's like, this can't be, and, he was going crazy. And Naofumi has a good line here. He says, my name was being cleared in the public, and yet my heart didn't feel the least bit lighter. Because nothing can erase what happened to him, but this is where we get a little bit more. The king says here, he says, I will never let the Devil of the Shield do this to me again, or something like that. So he has history with the previous Shield hero that was terrible enough to where he was crazed, but they're sentenced to death. And she says that royalty should never act like this, or anyone should never put, their or the nation in danger, especially royalty. And I'll prove it right here and right now. And she's about to execute him. And that's when she looks at Naofumi and she's like, help me, Naofumi, help me. Because she asked Motoyasu, and Motoyasu just turned his head. Like, he knew what she did was wrong. And he was upset, you could tell, but he knows here she's fucked. And that's when Naofumi comes out and he's like, death is too easy for them. She's got such thick skin, she even begged me to save her. I don't even think that blade will cut her. So the king will be named Trash, and the first princess will be named Bitch. And so, the first princess's new name is Bitch, and her adventure name is Slut, and the king's name is Trash. So, yeah, okay. But yeah, moving past that, we actually get something really cool here. The queen announces that the Three Heroes Church is actually going to be abolished, and they're going to be following the Four Heroes Church religion now. So everyone's throwing their pins and their hurrah in, because the Shield Hero's a good guy now. Yay! But he decides to tell her, I don't want the reward you were going to give me. And she's like, and he's like, I will work with you, though. And she's like, he's like, I'm going to work across all the nations, though. I will help you and everyone else. And that's when, it was a good little scene here, because Melty tells Raphtalia, I promise to change Melrimac into a better country for demi-humans like yourself. So that was really cute. And they were doing this throughout the whole episode where they were running the credits. So I was like, oh no, please don't be the end. But she tells Melty, he didn't have to say thank you, because I was going to offer my life and beg him to spare theirs. And perhaps he's seen through my plan. And that's when he's leaving out, and remember those guards that he had for like one wave, and they were all standing there putting their swords up. They're like, the Shield Hero Guard. And everyone he's met and sold stuff to is like, take care, Sir Hero. And that's when Melty runs out and she's like, Naofumi, thank you for bringing me home. And he said, not a problem. He just said something small, and she was like, thank you, and started crying. It was so cute. Their relationship is really good too. I love that. But we move in here to him walking through the gates, and he says, when I first passed through these gates, I lost everything. And now I don't have any of it back. And I don't know if I would want it back, because I am the Shield Hero. And it's my job to protect everyone. And that is the end of the episode. And the way it went out, I was scared. Like I said, I thought this was the end. I was like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But we did get a tease for next week's episode. So episode 22 will be the Four Heroes Council. As for this episode, though, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. If there was one thing I would change, though, it would definitely be the fact that it happened all in one episode. They could have, I'm all for, pushing stuff along, but this is something they could have played out, because they didn't tell us what she said in the beginning, then immediately after he had the dream, and then immediately after it happened. But I'm alright with it, I still love it, but I think they could have played that out a little bit longer and kept us on our toes a little bit more. But anyway, though, that's all I have for y'all. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch y'all next week. Peace out.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere, I swear.